So now what we have to do here was we want to pull the current record information and show in the screen first step. And after you making the changes, we have to save that data to a same record. First thing was when you are opening or placed your flow in a specific record. First thing was we have to read the record ID of that particular um, um, object record where you have placed. So there is a concept called input and output variables. So if you want to read some data from the existing page, you have to make the variable as the input variable, then only it will be available and it will automatically read the value. Okay, so how to create the variables? So here, if you see in the left section, you have elements and you have a manager. Here in this manager, what are all you have in the screen elements, everything you will see here. And what are all the elements that you can add to the screen, that new things, or like doing the screen or doing some action or doing some assignment or decision or loop, collection sort, or like if you see doing a query, creating a new records or updating the records or fetching the records, delete or rollback records. I think this is a new one, rollback records. Now, now we're going to discuss about a new resource of type variable. So you see all these values here: variable, constant, formula, text template, choice, record choice set, quick list choice set, stage. This I will give a quick high level information of everything. Variable means any variable that you're going to use. Like usually when you have some coding knowledge, um, if you want to do or like hold some value, what we'll do, we'll create one variable and either we hold the value there or it will be used to um, like do some calculation or to refer to the some value actually. So it will temporarily used in your logic, then where it can be hold some data. That is what a variable called. And a constant means it will also do the same, but we're going to use a fixed value across our thing and we're not going to change the value of it. So even though you can use a variable also a constant, but thing was if you want to differentiate which you're going to always refer and not make any changes to it, that's going to be your constant. And formula is same as your field formulas, but these are all temporary formulas. To implement your logic, if you want to do any calculations, you will use formula and you can assign it to any fields or values. So if you want to do any calculations, you're going to create a formula. And then text templates, just if you want to use any of the template as a kind of a formatted text, then you can use this text template. And choice, all is one, two, three. All these three are the same, but a bit difference is that, let's say, um, yeah, let's say we have a pick list value here. Okay, so called a partnership, where the values are coming from. These values are what you have configured on this field called a partnership. And if you want a new value here, you want to this, you will go to this object and this field, and you will add a new value to this pick list. Similarly, this is a flow, right? Automated flow. And if you want to show any input as a pick list drop down, and you want to feed that drop down, what all the values need to be displayed in that drop down. So we will use this three option to feed that pick list. So first what we'll do was we will create this either choice or record choice or pick list. How it will help us when you do a pick list choice, that means already you have some object and a pick list field. So when you use that field choice, it will give you option to which object and which field so that it will use all the pick list values from that records. Sorry, what you have the values in that field that you have configured, same values will be shown there. And if you use the record choice, what it will do was it will query the records. So let's say in this project, let's say it's a project object, and you have so many project names here, right? So if you want to pick up a pick list, so that you will be able to choose these projects. So you want to limit let's say if you're creating a resource, and when you're creating a resource you have to choose the project, right? But standard means it will be kind of a lookup, and you will be able to select, but you want to restrict it to a some query. Let's say you want to only select only the active projects, or who are all having a gold subscribed projects, and which are stage not rejected or not terminated projects only you want to select. So you can apply all these filters and you can run the query, and what are all the result of that query you want to show that query results as a choices. That is what the record choice does. Record choice, you will show the records as a pick list value. Pick list choice as a, you will use one of the existing pick lists, and what are all the values there, you can show all the values here. And choice is a your own customized or your own values. That means you will give one by one each value. So this choice is a single value, whereas record and pick list choice set is a list containing that values. Okay, stage I also am not sure. I see it is a new thing. Okay, first we'll go with this variable and how to pass the record ID to this flow. So when you want to automatically get the value from the standard record page, this is the standard name of the page. When you create a variable with this name record ID, I should be capital, then only the record ID of the whatever the record detail page you are adding this flow, it will be automatically read. Otherwise it cannot read. If you give different name, it cannot read. Okay, I have created this one, and data type should be a text value. So when you're creating any variable, you have a different data types, what kind of a data it's going to show. So now here it's a text value for us, and you have to check this available for input. Then only system can pass a record ID to this variable whenever you launch the value. Okay, then done. You have the record ID. Whenever it gets started, you will be seeing the ID over there. Just to confirm whether it's working correctly or not, what I'm going to do is I want to add display text over here, and use this variable, so that I will make sure that the record ID is coming here or not. So I'm doing the save as a new version, and once I do a save, I have to activate it. So I'm going back to a project. I will open any of this project. So I'm not doing any logic yet still. Still, I want to check whether this record ID, what I'm seeing here in the URL, whether I'm getting the correct record ID or not. I want to confirm that. Okay, now I see some ID. So the ID and URL ID both are same. Okay. Now I was able to read the ID. Now what I have to do? I have to query the project object with the record ID of this value, and I want to read the number of employees and the office address. I want to pull these two values and give it as a default values in my screen, in the screen. Okay, so first what I have to do, I have to fetch the record. So this is what the operation called a get records. Okay, get current project. Okay, then object is project. Then you will select not this one. Select called a project, and then the field record ID should be equal to the whatever the variable that I have a record ID, and um, obviously there will be only one record. And if you are querying a multiple records, then you have to select the all records. In this scenario, it doesn't matter for me, only one field, first record or all records, both will give me a same thing. So this one automatically store all fields means you don't need to mention which fields you need to query. Or here if you want to specific to query the fields, and you have to always make sure that whatever the field that you're going to use further, you have to always mention that when you're saying automatically store all fields. So it will take care of the what are all the fields that we are going to store in the like what are the field that we are going to use in your flow. It will automatically add it in the query. So I will always choose the first one. Then done. Okay, now so if I leave like this, it will not execute. First it will start, and it will execute the screen, and it will wait for the user action, and it will go to the screen. This will be never executed. So what I have to do was I have to delete this path, and first I have to fetch the records, and once I fetch the records, then only I will go to the screen. Okay, even though I fetched and go to the screen, the values whatever I have pulled here, it will be not populated here. What I have to do was here, go to this field, and here you'll be having a default value. Here in the default value, mm, mm, number of employees, default value. Okay, so I will do one assignment here. Um, Here I will create a new variable. Say that number of employees description data type has to be a number, and two decimal places. No, I want to give 0 decimal places. I'm not allowing a multiple values. I'm just need only one value. This is not an input or output values, so I don't need it. Okay, then done. So this is the value I want to assign from value from uh, some user role values, because the data type was here number, right? It will only show the number data types. That was the problem. Just I'm trying to see. Mm, so if I'm storing only first record here, done. I have assignment. Yeah, here. Okay, now I get it. So before, like the data type I mentioned here was all records. So when I mention it as all records, it will become an array. So when it's a list of records, it cannot show like which like it could be 1, 2, 3 records. Which record data it has to take is we are not sure. So we have to make it only one record, then only it will be available here. The default value will be in this step project from a get current project. In this record, I want to use the number of employees. This field will be my default value here, and same for the office address. Office address will be remember what is the field name. This one, customer office address maybe. I'm not 100% sure. Customer office address. Okay, that is the one. Okay, so I have given a default values now. Okay, and I don't want to see this record ID anymore. Just I want to delete. Now I want to create that pick list as well. So let me add a pick list over here called partnership. So here, mm, what is this? Partnership, customer partnership, API name, and data type has to be text values only. I'm going to use that users select multiple. No, I want to select only single value. Component type is a pick list or radio buttons. So I only want to have a pick list is fine for me. And then choose the values. So I have not created any choices yet. So I want to create a new choice. The choice will be any of these three. You want to give any hard-coded value, you can give it here. But I want to give exactly what values in the project we have. So what we have to pick here, pick list choice set. So I'm going to create a pick list value set here. Project partnership is a field in object project. The field name is a partnership. So these values, I'm giving the syntax like this. Now I will pick the project, this object, and what is the data type, pick list data type, and what is the field we have. The field is partnership here, the partnership field. Default order of the field, or you want to give a different order. I want to give a different. So either you want the same order as the field in the object, you can use that, or you can have option to ascending or descending. I'm using ascending here, and then now this is one. So you have an option to add multiple choice. I mean, not only use this one, you can add multiple choices also. That means, so in this, I have only the three values: gold, silver, bronze. If I want to add more here, let's say add choice, and the choice, I create new choice, and here I want to give it one more extra choice. That was partnership, partnership diamond. Okay, choose label source. So here value will be diamond. Just I want to keep it as diamond. A text value, a choice. Okay, done. So it will display all values from this partnership field, and it will show this value as well. Similarly, we can add multiple choices. Like you can add like we have three set in the first one, and you have one value in the second one. Similarly, you can add any more, and you want to give any default value here. Yes, the default value will be which is coming from the record value. The record is here. Get current project from a get current project. I want to give here the partnership. The partnership field. Where the partnership field? Do you see it here? Partnership field. So whatever the value in that will be picked as a default one. Okay, done. So now what I did, just I was picking the values from the current record and just displaying, but I'm not saving it to the record yet. So let's see. Automating and hide floating controls. Okay, great. Now I'm just doing a refresh to see the latest records. Here, when I launched now, my expectation was I was able to see what are all the data that is in the record, which has happened. Good. So I want to update this value to 550. I want to give full name here, Hyderabad, and here I want to see here. Actually, it is the bronze, gold, and silver only, but I was added diamond also. But it will not restrict me. Why? Because it's a restricted field, and diamond is not supposed to allow it. But still, because we are not saving it, so it's just happily went to the thanks page. Great. Now, if see the records are not reflected here anymore, as I'm doing a refresh to show you, the values are not reflected. So what I have to do now? What are the inputs I had taken? I have to do that update to this record. Then only it will happen. Okay. Before I'm showing the screen, I want to add some more logic in between to update the values to the record. Okay. I'm going to see here if you're looking at or not. This is the update records I'm going to use and drag and drop and update the current project, or I will say update current project simply. Fine. Use the IDs and fields from the record of a record collection, specific conditions. Okay, that's okay. I want to use all the record collection. So I have this record. So if you have first one, you can directly pick the values. If it is second one, then you will be writing a query again. So I want to use the first one. What are all we have the record already available, and make sure each record has a ID. Otherwise, Flow cannot find the records to update and it will fails. Okay, so we are already querying it, so not an issue. Done. So just it's an orphan one. It will not execute if you leave like this. So what you have to do, you have to connect it. After the screen, you have to update this record. Then only if it updates, then show the screen this one. If somehow if this update is failed, then I want to show different message or different screen called a error screen, and I want to display the text here. The text should be ULT. I don't have any variable. Saying something went wrong during the update. Then, and I want to give it a center. Something is what I want to display here. Screen properties, customer information, error screen. Okay, not sure error screen. Okay, done. Okay, API name of this component has to be error message. Okay, then done. Here I'm going to drag one more thing, that fault. Something went wrong in this update. You will be having this fault screen. Okay. I'm just checking. I don't see whether we have it or not. Just I'm trying to see. Um, fault message. I'm trying to use this here. So I'm going to show this fault message as well. Something went wrong during the update with below reason. Okay. So this is what I want to give. Fault message done. Now I want to save as a new version and to activate it. So let's see now. So now it is a complete flow. What we are doing, once the flow is getting launched, so we're picking up the record ID and fetch the record, and we are selecting it as a automatically select the fields that you want to store, and only first record only we are saving here. Obviously there will be only one record, which is record ID. And then in the screen flow we have given some fields to display, and we are populating a default values to it, which are coming from the record. And then here we have chosen some multiple choices which is coming from a record, and I have added one more custom choice as well. And then after I'm making the changes, I'm doing a backend field update. If it is success, I'm going to show a success message. If something went wrong, I'm going to show the fault message over in this error screen. So that is what I'm trying to do here. Okay, now I have this flow here ready, and it is showing everything. I want to make it as a 501. I want to make it as a full name, and then I want to change it to a diamond. So my expectation is it should not allow me to save, but I want to confirm it beforehand whether this partnership is a restricted pick list or not. If it is a restricted pick list, then only I will get the error. If it is not a restricted pick list, then it will allow me to save. Okay, so this is a restricted pick list value. So it will not allow me, obviously. It has to take me to the fault screen. Oh, it went. Okay, finish. Let's see. I'm just doing a refresh. It is not updated. Why? I have activated, right? This is active only. I have connected correctly. Maybe I have not refreshed. I just wanted to see. Huh, great. Now I'm missing one part. Sorry. So here, what I am fetching the record, and here I drop a new values, and whatever the changes I made here, that will be in this temporary values. So this number of employee will store in this API name called number of employee, and office address will store in the office address, and the current partnership will store. All this will be stored in the, if you see here, all this will be stored in your temporary variable, but these values are not assigned back to the record. So what we have to do, we have to first assign the values to this record, and then if you do update, then it will work. Now what I have to do here was I need to do a assignment. Hmm, assign new values to, assign new values to project record. Okay, now what is the variable you have in this project? um this project, I want to have a number of employees. So number of employees equal to number of employees in your screen component. And then in this current project, I want to take this partnership. Partnership equals to partnership project partner, not this one. Customer partnership. This is a screen component I have to use here. And there's one more thing. What is that one? Partnership, number of employees, and office address, right?
Address.
Yeah, so I have to use customer office address. Customer office address equal to, go to screen components, screen components, office address. Okay, now I am done with this assignment. Okay, Even though if you do assignment, you have to add it in this flow in the min, I mean, in the path, you have to add it. Okay. So if you observe all this, we need to take care of ourselves, whichever we want to just present thing. So first it will start and then get record set to the default values in the screen. And so once you change the values, it will do assignment to the actual record and it will do update. And then if it's success, then success screen, failure screen. Okay, great. Now I'm going to activate it. Done. Refresh. I do update customer information. Just I'm doing only one field. If I'm missing anything or not, just check. Okay, it's saying finish. Now let's see, it is getting updated now. So it is success. So it is showing the success screen. I want to give a fault one. So it is not allowed value. And next, okay, again it's giving a thank you screen. And it is not updated, but it has to give a fault. That is weird. Okay, but why not to under diamond and do a next? Thanks. Why not to updated? Hyderabad updated, but it was not changing. That is weird. Huh? So at least we'll see if at least we're able to change it or not. We'll see. It's not changing at all. Are we missing anything here? Storing this value. This is right one only, right? Pick list, choices, constants, choice, string component, office address, number of employees, thanks message, customer partnership only we have to use here. So we have option to run and debug here. Here also we can see the what happening actually in this flow. So we have to give the which record we want to do the debug. Just copy the record ID. Okay, run the latest version of the flow by subflow elements. Like render flow in the runtime. Okay, here I have to give the record ID and do run. Okay, and then here I want to give a diamond here. So here it will all give debugs here. How to interview started, get records. So it has fetched using this record ID and it is fetching all these fields: customer office address, partnership ID, and number of employees. Successfully found the records. Okay, transaction committed. And now if I do a next, so what happened here? Okay, here. So here, from here, update information. Then what we gave here, office address is shown as Hyderabad. In the customer partnership choice, okay, choice value. Actually, this is an empty one. Actually, choices value is empty. It has been. So we have to set the value. Choice.
The data type was showing as text. Shouldn't it be pick list?
No, it has like the values in that pick list is a text values. That is what it means. Where you see the choices here. Choices here. This one. This one. Edit. Choose value. Uh, this is a label and value. Value also has to be. I'm not sure. Hmm. Okay. I'm just doing a save. Okay, I'm just doing a debug again. Okay, run. So when I select a diamond, next. This is what the expected thing. Okay. So previously I have given a label to that pick list, but I have not set the value yet. Okay, I'm going to previous. Now I want to give a branch. Here. Okay, partnership is given branch, address. And if I refresh this one, it has to be a branch now. That is weird. Is there any other workflow it is running to set back the value to a gold maybe? Let me change from a UI. I change it to a branch and say, I think there is some other logic we are running. When the number of employees more than 500, the partnership has to always gold. Because of that flow, even though I change it, it is turning back to a gold one. So let me switch off that workflow, I guess. Workflow rules. Set partnership here, this one. Based on revenue, set the partnership, I guess, update partnership to gold. Okay, I think based on this revenue, it's going setting back. I'm just reducing it so that it will not mess here. Silver. Yep. No, it's fine. So here like this, you can debug actually why it is getting error. So each value you can see here and you can do a run again and you can do